Good morning, everyone. It's 27th February 2017, and this is another episode of ProAMT Traders Digest. Let me go through the disclaimer first. Trading in stocks derivatives involves substantial risk of loss and not suitable for all investors. Past or simulated performance is not a guarantee of future results. All indicators, strategies shown in the video are for education purpose only. All levels discussed in this video are for understanding the study and not a recommendation to trade. Please consult your personal financial advisor before making any trade decision based on this video. We will not be responsible for any resulting profits or losses. Let us review the composite profiles first. So here we can see a trending channel on the 30 minutes and a failure at the top end of the channel and above the it tried to close above the micro composite VH but failed there. This push failed, closes below the point of control and then pushes through the micro composite VL. So overall, a weekday, a week auction happening. And now what we want to see is how it behaves while it goes, if it tries to push back through 8954 and 8958. So actually 8950 to 8960 zone, we need to see how it behaves when it pushes through that. So we'll add the premium of the current contract, the March series contract, to this, because this has ended in the Feb contract. So now what we'll do is we'll have a look when we see the daily charts. We'll see the March contract so that we can know what has happened. And the monthly VWAP is at 8805 right now, and before that we have this reference 8892 and 8868. Now overall, a nice distribution happening in 8875. If you can see, there is a high volume node here. So this is a volume composite beginning from this gap till uh, Thursday. Now let's have a look at Bank Nifty composite as well. So Bank Nifty has gone above the all-time highs, and if we can, there is this fresh value here. So what I'll do, I'll temporarily draw this value, but will mark it once it touches back, because this is a fresh developing value. So the value is still here because we have a initiative bar from there. So this becomes an important reference. 20,700 becomes a important reference if it tries to push into that. But there is another value developing here. So if we can see it breaks out from here and then comes here. So maybe it might try to still build value into this zone, though it has broken above the developing VH and closed below the point of control. But we'll see how it behaves when it rotates into this zone, and then mark these as the final levels. The monthly VWAP is at 20,357. And while we are on the composites, let's also see the weekly projected levels. So this week we did the projected high of 8936, and now we have a projected high of 9048 and a projected low of 8830. And on the CCI, the CCI is still in a rising mode. It's at 133 right now, and it's in a rising mode, though the turbo CCI is now lagging and trying to push down, but uh, the 20 period CCI is in a trending mode. Uh, the weekly median average has again gone down a bit, currently placed at 218 points. Let's also see Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty also did the projected high in the previous week. The weekly CCI is reaching the overbought territory. Generally, after this, the market goes sideways. In the past behaviors, if you can see, whenever you see this rising like this and going sideways, it tends to go sideways a bit. The projected high is 21,221 and the projected low is 20,531. So now, before going into the daily charts, let's also look at the sectors. The energy is the best performing sector with Reliance contributed to this rise, and energy is 4.46% positive from the weekly open. And the pharma, the worst performing, minus 87. CNX Infra coming next, minus 30.30, and rest all in the positive territory. But so all between 2 and 0%, but in a positive territory. CNX Metal tried to push up, has failed, so we should be looking at energy and metal again. Find stocks in that for selling, and find stocks in pharma. If pharma can push through around 1%, then we should look at pharma for any buying. On the Nifty stocks front, let's make this last 5 days. Cool. So Reliance, the major gainer, 10.86% higher than the open of the week. Idea is the second highest gainer with 7.82%, and Axis Bank the third. Infratel is the highest loser with minus 3.59, and then Ambuja Cement, and too much of concentration around the plus 1.5 and minus 1.5%. So almost all the stocks trading into that range. So here I would be looking at Reliance, what it does. If it's able to push around 1 or 1.5% higher, then look to buy that from the energy, and try to sell another energy sector, because then if the energy sector just corrects uh, as a whole, then we can take advantage of that. So sell the weaker one if this pushes higher. And from the metal space, uh, Tata Steel is there, and I think Hindalco also can be a good opportunity. If it gives a failure, then try to uh, sell Hindalco. Now let's have a look at the Nifty. This is the March contract. So March contract had a open high out of the range. So the moment it tried to push, fell short of the point of control, which is a very controlled auction, very nice auction, sign of other time frame reacting. Now, because this is too elongated, it's very emotional. So the market started one time framing up, a failure with a pullback low. So we got a pullback low early before the afternoon, and then try to push higher, failed with the auction exhausting in the I and J period. So this exhaustion broke the pullback low. Now this pullback low, the point of control and this rally high becomes a very important reference. Now overall, this is a very nice balanced profile with anomalies near the previous day's high, and anomaly just above the POC, and a very prominent POC. So the close is weak. It's below the point of control of previous day, and also into the range of this spike. So we'll again look at these levels. So if it enters somewhere here, then would like to be cautious on going long, and might even think of taking a few short term shots, because this is a nice range. If this range is taken out, then if we build value somewhere here, and if we push through this and get a supply here, then can we can look at this and 8884 as lower targets. Now let's have a look at the 1 minute chart. So post this selling spike, we have a channeled move up. Again, breaks from that channel. See how it falls back, no supply. So it pushes into this zone. If we can draw a line here, we'll see that this is the mid price and the fairest price. So pushes there with no supply, and instantly makes its move higher. Now again the same thing, creates a point of control higher, tries to push into that, fails. There is no demand coming in. After this balance, if you can see, after this balance, it tried to take support of that balance to push back higher, but if you can see, there is no demand at all. So when there is no demand, the prices are falling short. So the path of least resistance becomes, uh, if you remember, we were talking on the previous day that we have a point of control, we have a lower balance, and we have a point of control here. So that point of control also matches there, and see how it comes there. Let me draw a line. So this is the point of control of this balance, and it it just comes into that. So this is a nice support there. Cool. So now we'll have a look at the 15 minutes. So selling tail, the second candle is not able to push through the close, and then slowly the all the supply is absorbed first. Once the supply is absorbed, they start marking prices higher. Now a lot of selling pressure comes in here, but again absorbed. If you can see here, a tail comes, it's able to protect this. See, the logic is, if there is a higher force at work, they need to prove themselves when it reaches a important reference. Then again a push higher, again a push higher, and then this push is failing. You see the momentum is losing, the delta is pushing down, though it's positive, pushing down. The moment you get even a bit of negative delta, it will automatically push down. Again starts to rise but fails. So all this was absorption, but not able to stay higher. So what it needs to do is again fall down to seek buyers. And where does it go? It goes to the HVN of yesterday. So now let's have a look at the Renko. So a big rotation. So this we cannot take consider this. So how we consider the opening swing on such days is this: one pullback and another pullback. So this is the opening swing high time being, because we are trying to we're trying that if it tries to pull back to the 50% of this, we are leaning on this, and then we get a nice zipper up here. So the chances are higher that it will push above this, push above this resistance, and it does that, fails, pulls back into this zipper, and again an impulse. So a very good move here. Creates a zipper, fails from that zipper. You again the same theory, just need to go short on this. Comes a very awkward move, zipper, tries to push back into this, it's not going into the mid of the zipper, and that means we still remain in sell, expecting an equal impulse down, and that finally we get that. So the equal impulse would have ended somewhere here, but continues lower without. Now this is a zipper, it's not a proper pullback, but still uh, it created a zipper and then fell. We cannot compel it to always give 50% pullbacks. I would have expected some pullback till here, but it fell short of that. Take support of the weekly VWAP. So our reversal level, the short term reversal level was right below and has still not reversed on that. Now let's see what we can expect. So let's draw lines here into this balance. So open somewhere here, fall back, and then try to push higher into this zone. So this might do like, it might do like this and go here. Suppose if it fails somewhere here itself, then push back down and try try to go below this, and again try to push back up. If it succeeds, then again follow this path, and if it fails, then follow the path lower, 904, and then later carry on into the push below 8900, try to pull back, and then finally go into the 8870 zone. Might not happen today itself, but that is what we are thinking for coming 1 or 2 days, because it might try to do a settlement between the premium of the February contract. So this probability is open, and on the upside, if it pushes through this, falls back, and then would try to push higher and target this high. So that is the two scenarios we can think of, or else would become choppy and do a move like this, again fall back. So that's the third scenario. Now on the bank nifty, creates a short covering profile in the open, and all the activities above the point of control of the previous day, tries to push lower, fails, and then a spike up, creates a nice balance higher, and then fails from that, and again any push into this is failing, and finally comes and settles back into the previous day's point of control at the VL of the developing VL of the day. So any failure to again go into this balance will lead to the repair of this entire zone, might rotate into this zone, and any failure here, if it tries to push into the 20,700, then we'll look for a short term reversal. Now on this, a very messy move. So tries to build a channel, fails, again builds a small channel, fails, again a rapid auction higher, creates a spike, unable to push below the spike is the first markup phase. So we are looking when it fails. Now going higher, increasing the range, and no volume is also an upthrust, failing there, and finally pushing lower. So a break from this is so a trial for break above this channel, and failure is likely to test the lows of this. So that low is tested within minutes, and then a pullback into that, again that pullback is a selling signal, then push into the point of path of least resistance, and that was this balance. Push again higher, create a balance, again fail. So a very very nice trading opportunity is there, but need to be very quick because it's bank nifty and difficult to get a fill unless it's a market order. And delta was quite negative. Now on this we have a very contracted range on 15 minutes, push through that, unable to push through the day mid, pushes higher, again creates a balance and fails from that balance. So see how before it starts falling, it's already giving a sign with a negative delta. So here all that happened was marked up. If we would have got a positive delta somewhere here, see how it holds up the positive delta. If we get a positive delta in any rise, then it will tend to hold up. Okay, this check this also, how the supply is all absorbed, and once the supply is absorbed, even after the negative delta, it's not able to break lower. So it's so the delta which has been created matters only at that time. Once they are able to hold it up, then there is no problem in taking it higher, or if it's negative, taking it lower, because the orders are executed. The delta is at that time. We don't know when they will exit, because we don't know whether the same guys are playing or not. Somebody might trigger a 1 lakh order and then slowly exit 10,000. So we'll not be able to make out, because these guys are very clever, and they would slowly start pushing out. Now let's have a look at the Renko. So on the Renko, it's a better one. The opening swing fails, it pushes lower but fails. So impulse up, pull back, tries to again go into an impulse, fails, creates a zipper which is holding this. This might have made us very scared, because though the it's pushing into the day mid, but the kind of impulse it created, kind of momentum it has, it might like pull back and again push through into the lows. But we get an impulse up, pull back, impulse, pull back, impulse. Now this again, this pullback is a bit scary, and then finally it fails. So this is a very tough part here, because we would after seeing this impulse, I would see like a pullback and then push down, but it actually went up, so might have taken out my stop loss if I would have traded this. Then again an impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse. This is quite nice. This would be easily tradable. Now again the opposite, impulse, pullback, impulse does a bit of a zipper, carries on with the impulse, goes sideways. Again you have a zipper, fail through the zipper, impulse, pullback, impulse, pullback, impulse. A very very organized auction post this. This part was a bit tough to trade, but this is very like this is smooth as butter, and we can like easily trade this part. Now let's have a look what to expect for today. So if we open somewhere into this and between this, because we'll need to keep a broader perspective here due to the volatility it has created, and if we are opening somewhere into this, so what we'll do is, how we'll take the scenario is like this. So in case it tries to push back into this zone again, because there is nothing here, you see there is a low volume node here, so tries to push back, fail, come back here, try to again push back, fail, and continue its move down here, try to push back, fail, and continue its move into the 2805 8000805 zone. If it's not able to go into the range back again once it breaks the low, then continue its move down. Suppose if it stays within the range in any pullbacks or pushes and again comes back, then again it will try to push back here, come here, and try to again push back here. In case it tries to trend above this, then again go into this zipper, and any push above this, if it gets demand, then push higher into the all-time highs again. So that is what we can expect for bank nifty. So I think that's it for today, and thanks for watching. Have a profitable trading day ahead.